It was a very cloudy evening on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were resting in the sheds. Driver says that there's supposed to be a very bad storm tomorrow, and it's going to be worse than any other storm that we've seen on this island. Impossible, scoffed Gordon. There's no way that a storm could beat out that one storm where Cranky got knocked over. Well, Driver is either wrong, or it's actually going to be worse. Who knows? Well, my driver told me that there's supposed to be a tornado tomorrow. A tornado? Shouted Toby. That's crazy. We're gonna have to get all our work done quickly so we don't get stuck in this storm. I don't think you guys should worry, said James. It's not gonna storm that badly. Well, I'm going to sleep, said Percy. I'm waking up early so I can get all my work done. So be it, said James. And all of the engines fell asleep. The next morning was very cloudy, and the engines worked very hard to get their work done quickly. But as the day progressed, the weather on the island got worse and worse. Later, Gordon pulled up to Brendam Station, and Sir Topham Hatt was there waiting for him. Sir Topham Hatt had important news for Gordon. Gordon, I have warned all the station masters, and they said that we need to get everyone out of here and home safely. I've gotten some engines to go get more coaches, and they're going to take the rest of the passengers. You just go ahead and finish your express. Gordon's passengers loaded, and then Gordon quickly raced away. When Gordon arrived at the airport, Murdoch was there. Murdoch, why are you pulling coaches? Questioned Gordon. Well, said Murdoch, I was taking a goods train and I got stopped at Knapford Station. I was told to leave my goods train there and to go take passengers. This storm is really bad, and they want everyone to get out of the stations as quickly as possible. Murdoch wasn't the only engine to be told to pull passenger trains. Toby and Duck were immediately sent to the stations to go pick up passengers. Knapford Station was swarmed with passengers that wanted to get home quickly. Heavy wind had come to the island. Windows in the coaches rattled, and doors slammed shut. Engines had to push through this tough weather to get everything completely finished. Once the engines finished pulling their trains, they went to the sheds. When they got to the sheds, they were surprised. James and Edward were still sleeping in their sheds. James, Edward, what are you doing? The storm is here. We need to take cover. Oh no, I overslept, shouted Edward. Both of your trains are very important, shouted Henry. You better get them done quickly before you get caught in the storm. James and Edward immediately started to leave the sheds. The two engines went their separate ways. By now, the storm had gotten much worse, and now trees were starting to get blown over. Edward had to take lumber to the transfer yard. When he got to the transfer yard, Skarloey was there waiting for him. Edward, what took you so long? Asked Skarloey. I'm sorry, Skarloey. I overslept. It's fine, Edward. Let's just go ahead and load up these logs before we get caught in the storm. So Edward pulled up next to the crane and got ready to load up the logs. And the crane started moving logs onto Skarloey's flatbeds. Meanwhile, James was on his way to the docks. By now, heavy rain started pouring. When James got to the docks, he found his train already shunted into place. James coupled up to his trucks and quickly raced away. Meanwhile, at the transfer yard, everything had been completed, and Skarloey now had all the logs from Edward's train. "Good luck," said Skarloey. "Better get out of here quickly. This storm is getting worse and worse as the day progresses." "Safe travels," said Edward, and he quickly raced away. "Let's hope that everyone else is at the sheds now. If anyone stays any longer, they'll get trapped in the storm," said Skarloey, and then he quickly raced away. "I hope James is okay," said Edward as he raced up Gordon's Hill. James was still hard at work, taking his trucks where he needed to deliver them. But when Edward got to the sheds, he was surprised. James was still missing in the sheds. "Where's James?" questioned Edward. "He's still not back yet," said Toby. "I'm gonna go look for him. I need to help him so that he can get here quickly. The storm is getting worse and worse." "Don't worry about James," said Murdoch. "You're here now. Stay in your shed. He'll be here soon. I'm sure of it." "Okay, fine," grumbled Edward as he pulled back into his shed. James raced as quickly as he could to get his work done so he could get back to the shed. The rain started to fall, harder and harder. James pushed with all his might to get through this heavy storm. James was almost at his final destination. Soon, James reached the viaduct. James pushed up the viaduct as hard as he could, and eventually he got to the top. The viaduct supports creaked and groaned under James's weight. On the way back down the viaduct, the track in front of him broke down. James immediately started to back up. But on his way back down, the viaduct collapsed. James didn't say a word. Meanwhile, at the sheds, the engines were getting worried. "Almost an hour has passed, but James is not in sight," complained Thomas. "I think someone should go look for him," said Percy. "I'm gonna go look for him," said Duck, and he quickly raced away. First, Duck went to the docks to get the breakdown train, and then raced away. Duck looked everywhere for James, but he couldn't find him. But then Duck saw trouble up ahead. The viaduct in front of him had collapsed. Duck left the breakdown train on the siding to inspect the damage. James lay next to the tracks and a bunch of cars were still on the line. Duck went to go move the trucks out of the way. Duck coupled up to James's train and immediately started pulling back. Soon, the trucks were out of the way, and James was now able to be saved. Duck pulled up to the broken track. The crane on the breakdown chain was then lowered. Soon, the chain coupled up to James and started lifting him up back onto the track. Soon, James was lifted back onto the track. Then, his tender was lifted onto the track. "Thank you for saving me," said James. "You're welcome," said Duck. "Let's get out of here before the rest of the viaduct collapses." The two engines got out of there just in time. The rest of the viaduct collapsed. "Thanks for saving me," said James. "You're welcome," replied Duck. Now let's get back to the sheds. I have to finish pulling my train, because if I don't finish delivering these goods, Sir Topham Hatt will be mad with me. "Okay, James, I'll help you deliver everything, and then we'll go to the sheds." So James and Duck worked together. They finished delivering all the goods. Once they were done delivering the goods, they immediately went to the shed. Soon, James and Duck arrived at the sheds. "Hey, look, guys," said Donald. "James is back." "Yep, I'm back," replied James as he pulled back into his shed. "But I couldn't have done it without Duck." And James learned to take storms seriously.